each other.
Look at me.
Okay, honey.
Why you don't look at me anymore?
I am looking at
you. I'm over here.
I know, but look on the TV. I'm looking at you.
Oh yes.
Yeah,
Very
there you
good.
go.
I understand everything.
Puppetry is a funny art because you don't really notice it unless it's wrong.
Yeah.
So in anything, in theatre or in film or in television, if it's wrong, you're like, that thing looks weird. He just broke his neck the way he looked like around there. So, but when it's right, it should just you shouldn't think about it. Like Louise says, you shouldn't really think about puppets once you've got in the zone of Dark Crystal. When you watch episode 1 and you go, okay, that's how they are, that's how that tribe is, and that's how these guys are. Then you forget that, hopefully, and that all just falls away. Like when you watch Nick Park's stuff, you don't go, oh, Wallace is made out of plasticine. You don't ever think, oh, I don't. You just fall in, you buy into that world like in cartoons or whatever.
And we're so aware of the skeleton and the gravity, so like things shouldn't bend the wrong way because that's an injury. So
yeah, we should.
We're constantly aware of that.
Yeah, we should show the Podling, maybe because some of these points are better to be illustrated with the real thing.
Because the
Yes,
easiest.
you have the Skeksis, you have the Gelfling, and we also the Podlings.
The Podlings
as well.
Yeah, Podlings are great fun all day and all night. Everyone loves the Podling. If you detail someone on a Podling, like, hey, Fred, today you're a Podling, they go, yay! And if you say, like, there's other parts of the show, all the Gelfling shots are hard, no question. Everything about a Gelfling does is hard.
It takes so much concentration.
Yeah, and stillness. And then Podling are like the Muppet Show, which we'll show you in a minute, because it's all big and broad and funny. And Skeksis are like panto villains, because they are, again, big, and I mean, you have to turn a Skeksis around and look down the lens, and it's terrifying.
Yeah.
And they're huge as well, that's the other thing. The Emperor's about 7'2", 7'3", once I'm in it and it's on. And people come to the set, and grown men, they look at them like, oh my God, it's terrifying.
Because they're also
they have the memory from their childhood.
Yeah. All the nightmares come flooding back.
Oh, yeah.
We had 2 days in the Podling Way House, which is the Podling pub, and it was the best 2 days because we just skipped around singing and dancing, and there was like beer jugs with foam on top, and we'd like flinging the foam at each other and stuff.
It was like a jamboree of like, how many sight gags can we get in this scene? Like, this guy's drunk, he falls over, his wife punches him in the face. There's so many things. They're not all in the show, but we did have such a giggle.
But then because it's so much fun, like you want to do it all the time, so. You guys can't see, but we know that we're the 2 Podlings over here, and then in the reverse, we're like, oh no, I'm doing that one. So then we're over here doing this, and then we're up there doing the musicians. We're just all over the place.
Yeah, well, that's another weird thing is you talk to yourself. So there's sequences where, because we play multiple characters in the show.
Yes.
Like when Ordon talks to the Emperor.
Yeah, Ordon comes and talks to the Emperor, and so there's this whole thing of like, oh, I must do Ordon's shot where he's really thinking. It's a very powerful moment in the show, and then of course you just get that off your sheet, and it's like 11:30 in the morning. You're like, got that out of the way, and then of course you've got to flip it and get into the Emperor and do the other side of that shot and talk to somebody else standing in for you, and it was continuous, just relentless.
And then you need therapy all night. That.
It looked heavy as well because when you're inside the Skeksis as well, you have something you're strapped in essentially. You have the monitor as well.
They're very heavy. So, like you said, we've got the straps and we've got the everything, so it keeps the body up. You don't have to hold the body up. The body's just suspended in midair because it's attached to your body. And the head's heavy, and the head's just resting on the back of your hand because there's all the animatronics inside there. And then you get into like the armor for the battle and the blades and the wings and stuff. So it's a sweaty time. We were sweating down to our knees some days.
yeah, you would. And also the other thing is like a standard creature suit. A standard creature suit's pretty hot, but this thing about, because of the beautiful design of Brian and beautiful costume design, is you've got like a cotton and then a crinoline, then a fabric, then a gauze, then like the great ruffs and the ruffles, all the jewellery, the chains, like the Emperor has these heavy gloves and rings and the cape and everything. So
but all those textures are great in 4K.
Yeah, it looks great,
It's worth it. Like, I had to wait until I saw the series. I was like, okay, yeah, it was worth it.
Yeah, it does. It looks cool, but it's heavy and hot.
So the Podlings are so much fun, so we should get some.
Yeah, we should
get some puppets out.
First things with puppets is eye focus. Where are the puppets looking? So obviously we were goofing around earlier. We're looking straight down the lens, which is much more like live television puppetry. So, hello, welcome to the Podling Show.
Welcome to the Podling Show.
We're Podlings.
Today I will cook for you.
No, don't, please.
No? Okay, fine.
So obviously we don't use that in the Dark Crystal. They never look down the lens, obviously, because they live in a real world. But it's that thing of, they talk to each other.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm looking at you now.
Yes, you look at me.
And the eyelines, we cheat the eyelines a hell of a lot because this isn't interesting. Seeing that profile of the character is not interesting. So what I'm doing there is not interesting. But what Dave's doing is showing you both of those eyes.
Oh yeah. So I'm talking to my wife, but I'm talking weirdly, kind of throwing my eyes around, and then if you see two eyes, it's just much. It brings the characters to life.
See, we
you know?
tilt the head ever so slightly
Oh,
because
yeah.
2D it works well. On the screen it works well.
Yeah, that's right. And then weirdly, sometimes because of the prohibitive nature of set design on any production, you can cheat it. So you can actually not. I mean, in reality, I can be looking way past. Like if you look at where we are, we're not actually really looking at each other.
Look at me.
Okay, honey.
Why you don't look at me anymore?
I am looking.
You, I'm over here.
I know, but look on the TV. I'm looking at you.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, there
Very
you
good.
go.
I understand everything. Yeah.
Okay, so what about
I
near
don't.
and far? Near and far?
Oh yeah.
So stay foreground?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you can run with this if you want, but just quickly. Puppets, for some crazy reason, like if I put a human being, if I had a human being here right now, and I took them this far away, they don't go that small. But because the puppets are already small, smaller than the human, you can put them there and with the same size. And then in just 2 or 3 paces, I look like I'm 20 feet away from them.
Are you shrinking?
Oh no, I feel really weird. Like you look like a monster.
Watch this, folks.
Watch it on the TV. Don't watch in reality, okay?
Watch it on the TV. Oh, shut
really.
up!
It's a gag. Watch on the screen. Here we go.
Okay, I start again. Watch it on the TV, folks.
Yeah, good. I'm scared of you. You look big and scary.
Bonnie.
Yeah, it's an optical illusion.
Yeah. So you know.
Yeah, so we play with depth of field all the time. Oh,
So we were going to talk about walks. We just did a bit of that
hang on,
one.
before we do that, little creature flies by. Eye focus. Oh, this is
This is very hard
Oh,
for
this
me.
is who's leading you?
No.
Okay, I'll lead. So, so all we're doing is we're going to follow a little creature fly around the screen. Well, look at it. And it's not. We're not really doing anything much, but but we're both looking at in unison. And that
So
means,
pretty.
yes, isn't she beautiful?
Can I eat it?
No, don't eat it.
Okay.
I want to put a pin through her and stick her on my wall. That's what they do.
Let's have it come through the middle, right down
yeah,
in the middle.
Oh, yeah. I think you meant the
I
middle.
couldn't resist.
So, but you can see that those movements are
Oi.
they're very, very, very small. Like again, lots of puppeteers who start out. What's wrong with you? Come
That was
on!
disgusting.
All these people are watching us. We got to be professional.
I'm very sorry.
So yeah, there's a thing of people put puppets on and go, oh, go like that.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, right. Dang. But it's very small. Like even sometimes podlings are small. Gelfling are very, very small, as we were saying a minute ago, in their movements.
You couldn't do any of this with a gelfling. This would be. You would not be laughing.
Oh, it'd be so weird.
You'd leave, I think.
Okay. So do you want to go
I'd
to
leave.
walks, was?
Yeah. So we're going to talk about the walks.
This is
Let's
a
see if-
gelfling walk on a podling.
I'm going to see if this works because this is.
I don't think it will, but it'll be funny.
you'll
We
see.
can fail together.
It looks like I'm wearing a nappy. Right?
That's Rianne's walk.
I don't know if that works well.
That is Rianne's walk, but it looks weird in the podling.
That's kind of what he does, and to me, that like when he does it, it looks like the gravity's really there.
Yeah, it's just because they're slightly taller.
Which way is the exit?
So, but then here is a standard Muppet walk.
It's so important to think about the puppet's feet on the floor.
Yeah, to give us life. You know, like this thing of you can see. Oh, well, let's just walk through both together. Just that.
Sorry,
But
be serious. Come on.
No,
do it
it's
again.
fine. It's fine. But like we've all decided where the floor is. So if someone's going to come in after you, they're
Oh
already
yeah,
gonna,
so let's do it badly.
Yeah. So do you want to do badly?
Yeah.
What am I going to? Oh, so I do.
You're walking properly.
Okay, I walk in properly. So I'm here. That's where I've decided the floor is. Next character. What's going on with her? What are you doing?
Sorry, I was on my knees.
Yeah. So again, that's where we're talking about buffalo shoes and apple boxes, bringing everyone up to the same floor.
And that's kind of the reason why you need the best puppeteers, and you need people who are really dedicated to making the craft the best, because you can't afford to be starting a scene and having people do that and entering down here.
No. What about waddle? You have a waddle thing?
Oh yeah, this is what I like to do, to show off. This impresses some people, not everyone.
Whoa.
Oh, yes,
Hang on.
that's right.
Let me just. And sometimes I'll do hands on hips.
Oh, yeah,
again,
go on,
yeah. Sometimes we do one hand each, but very often you have a. Like me here, I'm doing both hands. So
We're gonna be sassy now.
Well, we think we haven't rehearsed.
It's
this.
Friday night. We're gonna get sassy.
Yeah, but have we rehearsed it? Okay,
No.
let's go.
Hey, baby.
Thanks.
Sassy walk. They like the sassy walk.
Please welcome Louise Gold, everybody. It's wonderful to see puppetry on such a scale.
It's
these days.
incredible. It's absolutely incredible. There has been nothing like this, and there may be nothing like this again. I don't know. It's extraordinary.
Yeah, it's amazing. When did you get the call that Dark Crystal was coming back?
Well, my friend Warrick Brownlow-Pike, who is there in the audience, who is a wonderful puppeteer, gave me a sneaky call. He often does, and goes, don't tell anyone. But Dark Crystal may be coming back. Would you be interested?
Did you let him get to the end of the sentence, or were you immediately, yes, I am in?
I remembered what it was like first time round. So, the film was we made it in 1981. And I didn't know whether I could still. It's such hard work. Nobody has any idea of how painful, how dirty, how hideous it is. Only the other puppeteers know. And that's how it should be. You should never know. But it's so uncomfortable. It's so hideous. But I didn't want anyone else inside my skeksis.
For people who aren't puppeteers, cover your ears. Can you talk us through the technique that you use to bring these puppets to life?
Well, I started off with the Muppets and on the Muppet Show, and the basic, we're all underneath the puppets with our hands above our head, with the puppets on, we're opening the mouths like this. This is the same, but much more difficult. And one of the difficulties with this, and in the film, originally there were only 2 Gelfling, and the Podlings are much more Muppety, and we were familiar with that language. But with this, there's a whole cast of Gelfling. So the thing for us was finding the physical language for the Gelfling was the hardest thing, because they don't walk like this. So we had to find the way that they would walk, and their mouths, more subtly opening, movement, much more subtle movement. And it was we had did we have a month to rehearse? So we were trying to work out their movement, and it was a real struggle. And the first episode, a lot of that was filmed very early on.
Okay.
And I can see, we got better and better as we went on.
Okay.
But it was a huge challenge for everyone.
And can you talk about working with Louis Leterrier in that? How involved was he in that? In that aspect of the production, in terms of shaping how the Gelfling moved?
Louis was incredible because he directed, but he was also with a Steadicam filming the whole thing. And in a way, the similarity with him and Jim, that they put themselves at the front in doing the hardest. Jim would always do the hardest puppet, hold it up longer. So you could never complain, because my arm really hurts. Well, Jim's still doing his, and he's been doing the biggest one. And Louis was there every day with this huge Steadicam. So you couldn't say, it was a bit uncomfortable in my skeksis, because he'd been there from, he never had any time off. So he was incredible, his energy as a leader, and he only finished 2 weeks ago, finishing the series. How he is still going, I do not know. But in that, there's a similarity with him and Jim in their kind of almost insane passion that I don't know what drives him, but he's extraordinary.
So Jim was clearly a very inspirational figure.
He was wonderful, and the thing that it was so joyous when we did the Muppet Show, and all the films and stuff I worked on afterwards, the thing with Jim that was incredible was how he loved the talent of everyone around him, and he got such joy from, he would laugh and laugh and laugh, I remember things I remember on the Muppet Show. It's just everyone laughing because it was such fun. And Jim's joy in the people he had around him. And whenever he would say no to something you were doing, you always felt it was because he knew you could do better. It wasn't a criticism. It was, I've got the best people, so let's get the best out of you. So it was such an incredible supportive thing to be with. That was one of the wonderful things about this team, that there were the 12 core, and we had virtually every puppeteer in the country come in. The teamwork of it is extraordinary, and the support from all the assistant puppeteers.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful team, and that's aside from the people. The artwork of the costumes, the people who've made these
glorious.
puppets, they're just exquisite, and you can see from the exhibition the work on the it's breathtaking.
How do you decide which characters you are doing? Are you assigned characters?
You know, we kind of auditioned, and the puppets all have a feel, and very good puppeteer, it will look different, the physicality of the puppeteer. Warrick, I know, was desperate to do the Chamberlain, and he got the Chamberlain, and does an amazing job. But I think we all auditioned along the way for things. I think the big parts, had been allocated before we started, and then because there are so many characters, we just auditioned along the way. And I'd like to, please feel free to ask questions, but I'm just going to talk.
No, please, no. I'm happy. I can leave.
Warrick and I were the Podlings with the cart near the beginning, and we decided to do a tribute, I think this was Warwick's idea, to the Chuckle Brothers. And we had to learn the Podling language, so we were doing to me, to you, you to me, which is bomb, yay bomb, yay bomb. And we got that translated, sort of worked out what that would be with the Podling. So that's for you, Chuckle Brothers.
Oh, my word. That may be the best thing I've heard all year. That's incredible. Yes, there was a lady here in the fourth row as well. Thank you.
I watched a production of the original Skeksis puppets, and a lot of them are quite decayed and rotting now. What was it like walking back on the set and seeing these new ones come to life?
Well, it was remarkable, because I think one of the first sets I walked onto was the Crystal Chamber, and I remember the Crystal Chamber originally. And the Skeksis now are fitter than they are in the film, because the film, we progressed. They are more articulate than they are in the film. The writers were very clear that this is an earlier time when the Skeksis are in full power. And as the story goes along, they become more and more degenerate. But it was incredible to see them again. The accuracy of it all, it's just remarkable, but more. And the sets we had were huge. You know, that library set is stunning, and it was there. It was there in the flesh. It wasn't created with magic. It was there. It was remarkable.
And how did the Dark Crystal enter your life? Was it almost a given that when Jim started working on it, that you would move with him from the Muppet Show to the Dark Crystal?
In our business, nothing is a given. Until you were there, nothing is.
And even then.
And even then, yeah. No, it wasn't a given, and I always, because I act as well, and from the time I started in the Muppet Show, I was an ungrateful young 20-year-old going, well, I'm really an actor, so I should, oh yes, this is the most successful show on television at the moment, but really, I'm an actor. And that, I kept leaving, and Jim would then say, oh, would you just, hey-ho, come back, and we're just doing this film. And I'd go, yeah, sure. But I was always slightly torn, and it's why it's very special to me to come back to it now and go, oh, this is amazing. I was part of something so special. Yeah. And, the arrogance of youth, you don't know. And now I know. And so to come back again and be part of it,
amazing.
Thank you, Jim. Thank you, Louis. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Netflix. It's incredible.
Yeah. Please give it up once again for Louise Gold.